Alexandria O'Soggyo make me a spicy margarito says Elon's one of the most unintelligent billionaires she's ever met. Say it ain't so.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed.
First of all, how many billionaires do you think that this demon has even met? Certainly 0 before she came into power at age 29. And in the last 6 years, I'm sure she's met a few that have been like, wow, you're absolutely cooked. But young and somewhat good looking. Let's do socialist things.
Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV.
Dude, this is so funny. O'Soggyo is 35 years old. She is literally the American Idol politician. At the age of 29, she was basically picked American Idol style based on who fit the right ethnic boxes. They followed her around with a Netflix camera crew documenting the whole thing, poured a ton of money into her. And they were basically like, yeah, these constituents are so stupid that they'll just elect for a moderately attractive young girl from the Bronx who's sassy and says things spicy and cooked because it's different than the old white guy. The constituents are so dumb that they'll just be like, let's give her a shot. And then they did, all the while making it seem like it was some type of grassroots effort where she just mustered up the votes and just went around knocking on doors and didn't have a ton of money behind her. Like, if you're grassroots, why is there a professional camera crew following you documenting it? You're just that creative? No, this is the American Idol politician. Full stop, dude. And don't get me wrong, she's a good-looking gal. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like she's not. But she's kind of experiencing the women's basketball team effect. Let me explain. If you put Alexandria O'Soggyo MoscowMuleo in with a bunch of old, decrepit, soggy-brained saggies that are 80-something years old, and you're like, yeah, this chick's hot, right? It's kind of like being like, who's the best-looking gal on the women's basketball team? It's like, like, no offense to women basketball players, lots of beautiful ones, don't get me wrong. But like, the vast majority of people that are like, oh, that's the hottest girl on the women's basketball team. Well, if you put her up next to the cheerleading squad, they're not gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the one that's 6'5". I don't know, I'm just saying. So it's like, yeah, Ocrazio is good looking when you put her next to bolt-on bags demons like Pelos. She's like a supermodel. And look, I'm not saying I'm Brad Pitt, but like, this is a real thing. Now look, I'm going to spare you the details on Elon Musk's accolades because everybody knows how intelligent this guy is. But just to put it into a fair comparison, when Elon Musk is the same age that she was when she got elected to the House of Representatives, he had already sold his first company for $22 million. Ocrazio, on the other hand, went to college and got a supposed degree in economics and was a bartender. And what's so amazing about that is this person is clearly uneducated in economics. Like, if you really understand economics, you could not be a socialist as a rational human person. And she is. She's literally a socialist activist. Probably the most glaring and hilarious example is when a few years ago when Amazon was looking to build a massive headquarters in her district or near her district. Her district was going to bring in thousands of Amazon high-paying tech jobs, and it would have generated over $27 billion of income for her district. And all they had to do to get that $27 billion was give $3 billion of tax breaks. And this absolutely soggy MoscowMuleo was like, we can't let these billionaires in here. We should just use that $3 billion and spend it developing our area on our own. So it's like, even with your degree in economics, she doesn't understand that a $3 billion tax break is not the same as $3 billion in cash. She was almost single-handedly responsible for keeping hundreds, if not thousands of jobs and $27+ billion of economic impact out of her own district.
And the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of.
This is just too easy. This is the thing in comedy where when it's so obvious that you can't even really make it funny because it's just insane. AOC is objectively the least knowledgeable and least experienced person in her position perhaps ever. She has a bachelor's degree in economics but doesn't understand socialism. She endorses a 70% marginalized tax rate for incomes over $10 million. This woman has no understanding of economics in the slightest bit. She could not be less knowledgeable about any of the things that she talks about, covers, is on the committee on, or anything else. This person was elected American Idol style. She checked all the boxes, they put the money behind her, and she won based on like a crowdfunded vote. The only reason that she's had any degree of success in the Democrat Party is because she's young, attractive, and knows how to use social media. There are no other good-looking women in the Democrat Party, and certainly none that are as young. But to leave her looks aside, which I'm not weighing that in, it's just funny. She is objectively the least experienced and the least knowledgeable about so many things she participates in. Like, you literally go from slanging Moscow mules at your local bar to making hundreds of thousands of dollars as a public servant in a couple of months. And now she's the second in command, like the vice chair on some oversight committee that overlooks Big Pharma. Like, dude. And then after all that, you're going to call the most wealthy person in the world, who many would consider to be perhaps one of the most intelligent people, human beings, to ever live on the planet. Like, he's dumb. Best of luck, O'Soggyo. Cute but soggy. You got a smooth brain, probably. Make me a Moscow mule, cause Elon's not a fool. Great job with that Amazon plan, soggy brain, and a rant.